Namaste. I'm Jill Loftus of Nuit Astrology. I'd like to welcome you to your planetary energy forecast for the week of July 25th, 2022. Now, as I've mentioned before, we have coming up at the very end of this month, the 31st into the 1st, we have this unique configuration of the North Node of Uranus and Mars all meeting at 18 degrees of the sign of Taurus. Now keep in mind, the South Node is always right across from the North Node, so the South Node is going to be at 18 degrees of Scorpio. So know where that axis is, the Taurus-Scorpio part of your chart. They're right across the sky from each other. And see how these themes seem to show up in your life in this week. Now this is such a long wave configuration, and Mars will move on from it, but Uranus and the North Node are going to stay tight through the end of, through about mid-August. So themes will arise around those things. Flavors will come up, right? And you'll be like, okay, I kind of see what's going on, right? And this is not temporal, just because the nodes are so karmic. They're so about the collective. It's not so much just about the individual. So this is a week that you want to kind of pay a little more attention to the symbols in the news and things like that. Jot them down in your journal and see how they relate to you and your life, because at the end of the day, it's about you and your life. All right, so that kind of seasons the week. We also have several difficult squares this week, and whenever you have a lot of squares, it means that you have to make changes or adaptations or decisions, right? Slow things down a little bit. Don't go dashing off, making sudden or rash decisions. This is a week to stay very grounded and be doing your adulting, as I keep mentioning. All right, now we have Monday, July 25th. Venus is in Cancer, feeling very nurturing, being a little maybe overly sensitive in the sign of Cancer. It's going to square Jupiter in Aries, so excess is not possible, right? So beware of the buy now to try to make yourself feel better, or maybe feeling like you're a little crushed and don't have your own independence, right? You might be feeling like your responsibilities are too much. So there's also a nice Gemini moon that flows beautifully with Saturn that day. So it's a good thinking day. Even though your optimism might be not on point, that moon is also going to square Neptune. So just make sure that you're seeing things clearly. But especially if you have a drive or desire, it's going to have more sticking power with that moon flowing with the Saturn. All right. The nodes go to 19 degrees. This is the first time they've been at 19 degrees in this cycle. So pay attention to that degree as well, not just 18, but 19. And on Tuesday, the 26th, we've got the moon coming into Cancer and touching Venus. So big feels, big emotions. Still in that square to Jupiter, okay? Nice flow with Mars, but like really big feelings, all right? So slow down and make sure you are not overdoing it. This is also a day where Mercury is going to be in Leo, and it's going to butt up against Mars and Taurus, okay? So Mercury in Leo wants to be heard, wants to tell you their opinion. So, watch out for people maybe being a little bit over the top on some of this, giving their opinion or their ideas, and don't be that person, right? Back it down just a little bit and make sure you can put your money where your mouth is. All right, Wednesday, the moon in Cancer, a nice flow with Uranus, nice flow with Neptune, but across the sky from Pluto. All right, so this is really this push-pull as we had last week with the Cancerian area of your chart and the Capricorn area of your chart. And so take a look at where you can find balance between those energies instead of always just trying to go from one extreme to the other. I think oppositions are really just opportunities. Opportunities and oppositions, ding. All right, now we've got the 28th. This is our noon moon day. It's at 1:55 p.m. on the East Coast. It's at 5 degrees at the sign of Leo, so know where Leo is in your chart. Now it happens on the same day that Jupiter is going to retrograde at 8 degrees of Aries, but and Mercury is going to be in a little tough aspect to Uranus, but the moon is going to be trying, this new moon is trying Jupiter, which is the bringer of blessings. It's the greater benefic. I kind of dig this moon. So kind of take a look and see where you're shining, where you might undervalue yourself. Moon in Leo says, why can't I be center stage? Like, why can't I get recognition? Why can't I take compliments? You know, things along those lines. So set some audacious intentions in the Leo area of your chart, but do watch that Mercury square the Uranus and Taurus. It might be it could be you just, you know, technologically you feel like you're having challenges, you don't have the resources that you need, but set the intention, put it out there and go for it. Now, this is Friday, the 29th, Moon is going to come together with Mercury, and the Moon and Mercury are going to square Mars and Uranus, which are in Taurus, so it's also going to be squaring the North Node, all right? This is a little bit tough. I'm really feeling that this is a little bit like you make your bold pronouncements during that new moon on Thursday, and then Friday, I would, you know, stay on the DL. It's not a day to be trying to get a lot accomplished. A little bit of a tricky energy, a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, a lot of drive to express those things. So make sure that you have a healthy way to express what you're feeling, for sure. All right, now, on the 30th, we have the Moon in Leo across the sky from Saturn, all right? So that push-pull between, you know, the Leo and Aquarius part of your chart, trying to, like, you know, it can bring seriousness. Saturn brings seriousness, right? And another thing to note is on the 30th, East Coast time, the Moon is void from like midnight till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, all right? So that morning is a great time for meditation and things like that, but it's not a great time for sharp decision making or critical thinking. All right, Mars goes to 17 degrees of Taurus. The Uranus and the nodes make their conjunction on this day at 18. So I wrote in my blog, watch out for the muggles. They're not going to know what's going on with all this energy. And so you stay balanced, you stay aware, you stay focused on that area of your life and how you can adapt and change to the energy. And then on the 31st, again, we've got the three of them coming together, not with precision, but they'll all be at 18 degrees. Mercury is going to be in Leo, now also standing across the sky from Saturn. You know, a little bit of coldness to the mind, a little heaviness, a little bit of reality check, but always be grateful when reality comes and knocks at your door and tells you what's true and what's real. Acknowledge it, make your adaptations, and move on. All right. So, another flow of energy that's happening on the 31st that's nice is the Sun is also in Leo, and it's going to trine Jupiter in Aries. Big ideas, ways to really be out there in the world, fabulous energy for all your Leo placements and for Leo suns. So a little bit of beneficial energy to help us out with this massive wave of Taurus energy. All right, well, I hope that was useful and helpful. Stay tuned for the tarot spread. Bye. Hi there, everyone. It's Jill Loftus back at Nuit Astrology. We are going to do our Lotus spread, tarot spread for the week of July 25th, 2022. As you know, this particular spread offers us two possible outcomes for the energy of the week, and so of course we're going to want to select the high vibe one. It's always nice to just kind of see what the options are. So let's get a good shuffle on these cards. I'll wait till I hear that they are ready. Okay. All right. So let us begin with our very first card. And this card is the influence, like what's influencing the week, the past. And this is the Ace of Wands. We have been taking action. We have made some strides. The people who are listening to this is for whoever is listening. You've taken some actions, some initiations, all right? So very positive to move forward. All right, and then the second card is the present circumstances in you. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, it is the only inanimate object card in this particular deck, this beautiful Gilded Tarot deck by Ciro Marchetti. It's such a beautiful deck, but this is a card that is very much about The wheel just turns. All right, there are things that you have done in the past, there are things you have desired, actions you have taken, and there are karmic implications for those actions. And so in a lot of ways, this week is about karmic turns of fate, karmic circumstances, and you really, if things are not going the way you want, you really have to look back at your life and see, what have I done to create these circumstances? All right, the third card is the present environment, okay? That's not just, this is you, right? This is kind of the past, Ace of Wands, you, the Wheel of Fortune, and then the environment, Eight of Pentacles. And this is what I call the Apprentice card. This means you're preparing, you're studying, you're learning. So things that happen this week are going to be educational in some form. They are going to be preparatory, and they're guiding you to some place. So take note of that. Our fourth card is the beginning or the culmination of the influences. And this is the culmination of the previous cards. We have the Eight of Wands. This means shit going down fast, y'all, okay? So something happening quickly, a change of events, circumstances. This means this week requires you to remain nimble and adaptable. And I believe I might have said that in that video too. All right, this is number 5. This is the key card, okay? The linchpin of the week. And this is the Four of Pentacles. Look how conservative he is being. He is holding on tight to his resources. He is keeping his information close to his chest. This is a card that says, hang on to your money, hang on to your thoughts. Don't be spreading a bunch of things around. Be more conservative in your actions. If you feel, and I think I've mentioned this several times, if you feel there's something that you lack or something you don't have as far as resources that you need to acquire them and hang on to them. All right, now we've got 6 and 7. These are the two opposite forces that are in play in the future, okay? And that's for this week. And we've got the Hermit and the Nine of Wands, all right? So these are the two opposing forces. And the Hermit means withdrawing, pulling back, time alone, quiet time, time to meditate. The Nine of Wands says, continue, push forward. So these are the two kind of ways that you're kind of working with this week. It's like, do I retreat? Do I meditate, tune in, be intuitive? Or do I keep plowing forward? Do I keep pushing forward? Am I close, right? So these are our two options. All right. Now we've got the near future. This is another key card. But this is what is coming, all right? A detail about the near future. And this is the Sun. Now this is marvelous because we do have this Leo energy for the week, right? And this is the energy of Leo. It's the Sun. It's a sun-ruled sign, right? So it's really important, you know, things are unfolding so that you can shine. Things are going this way so that you can become more of who you are and more of yourself. So look for those opportunities this week. All right. Now we've got the modifiers. So we've got cards 9 and 10, 11, and 12. So these are things that are kind of influencing the situation. And on the Hermit side, we've got Judgment and we've got the Five of Pentacles. So you withdraw, right? You kind of tap into your inner self. Once again, we get another karmic card. There's a choice, a decision that you need to make that could potentially drain you of resources or just make you feel like you don't belong somewhere anymore. It's always a wake-up call when you feel left out, whether it's being left out from your family, your relationships, your friendships, or even your own culture and society, right? But this is very karmic, right? To withdraw and be the Hermit does involve certain choices and certain influences that come from that. This other modifying side, these are things that are modifying the Sun, remember? We've got this Six of Pentacles, which is generosity, giving, and the Five of Swords, which is being so focused on an outcome that you're not aware of the actual price that you pay for it. Now remember, these are above this Nine of Wands. So you push forward, right? You push forward in order to shine. You give and you give and you give, right? You expend time, energy, money. And are you doing that in service of a goal that's too single-minded, that doesn't see the big picture, that has long-term consequences? All right. All right. And then we have the two possible solutions or outcomes. So let me scoot back here. All right. So we've got these two cards for each side. All right, so here's our two possible outcomes. And boy, these are really interesting. So on the Hermit side, we have the Hermit, the Judgment, the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Three of Cups, a celebration, abundance, emotional fulfillment, and the Seven of Wands. So this could really bring you to a place where you feel good about the choices that you've made, but you have to have really great boundaries here, right? In order to maintain that connection in the Hermitage, right? Maintain that connection, even though you feel a little left out. It might be because you have enough, you have abundance, you have positive things happening, and you need to, really have good boundaries with the people that no longer belong in your life, right? The people that made you feel left out. On the other side, we have some super sketch cards. This was from the push forward suggestion, and this of the Nine of Wands, and then the Six of Pentacles of spending money, time in pursuit of this goal. And look what we have here. We have the Two of Swords, which means you are willfully not seeing something. And then we have the Tower, which is dramatic change, big dramatic change. So I think this is a pretty clear reading. Pretty clear. We started with that Ace of Wands, right? We are initiating. We are the Wheel of Fortune. We are experiencing karma, right? The repercussions of what has come before. Our present environment, we are studying, we're preparing for our future. The key of the future was the Eight of Wands. Things are going to change quickly, all right? And then we've got the choice of either being a hermit or pushing forward towards our goals, right? And I think the clear winner is going into the Hermitage, figuring out what makes you shine, being discerning, using wisdom, even if it makes you feel like an outsider. You will have reasons to celebrate, and you have to maintain that space and those boundaries. All right. Well, I hope this was useful, helpful. Please let me know if this format is working. Please let me know if I need to include like a screenshot or photo of the spread, if that would be useful or helpful. Anything that you could let me know about this particular spread, and if this is working for you, comment below, like, share, subscribe, share this information with your friends, and I'll see you next week. Bye.